Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. If you have been a Hawks fan for 5 years or more, I need you to like today's video. If not, that's okay. Come one, come all. Let us know how long you have been a fan of the Seattle Seahawks. Just a little fan survey. I want to gauge the audience and see what we're working with this offseason. Who is still around, folks? Let us know in the comments section. We'll get started with today's show. Welcome in. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for stopping by. Shedeur Sanders. Could he be on his way to Seattle? According to a new report, the Hawks staff met with Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders at the East-West Shrine Bowl in Dallas this week. That game taking place on Thursday night. And Shedeur Sanders, one of the top quarterbacks in this year's draft. Could they be looking potentially to move up in the draft and bring Shedeur in as their next franchise quarterback? Let's start with this from Justin Mello of Seahawks Wire, providing some context of the situation. He said the following: The All-Star circuit is certainly underway, with both the East-West Shrine and Senior Bowl simultaneously ongoing. While at the East-West Shrine, members of the Seahawks brass held an in-person meeting with Colorado Buffaloes quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Now, before we jump to any conclusions here, I'll say this: there's no harm at all in meeting with Shedeur Sanders. Although it's highly unlikely, I think, that he ends up in Seattle at this point in time. I don't blame the Seahawks coaching staff, management, whoever it was, for doing their due diligence on Shedeur Sanders, getting to know him a bit. You never know what that could lead to, whether it's other Colorado players that they could be interested in. Maybe if Shedeur doesn't work out with a team that he's drafted with and they get some intel on him down the line, whatever it may be. This is not unusual. I mean, the Hawks, they've met over the years with guys like J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, heck, even Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, among others, Baker Mayfield, just to name a few. They were real high on C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson a couple years ago as well. Here's what you need to know when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. Mel Kiper Jr. has him as the number 4 overall player in this year's draft and the number 1 quarterback. He's projected to be picked in the top 6 of the draft. Him and Cam Ward are the 2 top quarterbacks in this year's draft, and I would be surprised if both of them fell beyond that top 6. Where exactly he plays? Well, his dad might have something to say about that. Coach Prime, the head coach there at the University of Colorado, his father, according to reports, will not allow him to play for a couple of teams. We have not heard the Hawks mentioned in that possibility of being one of those teams at this point in time. When you look at this draft, of the top 6 picks, at least 4 of them need a quarterback right now. The Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, the New York Giants, and the Las Vegas Raiders. Mel Kiper Jr. of ESPN had this to say on Shedeur Sanders: You won't find a tougher or more resilient quarterback prospect than Sanders, who took 99 sacks over the past 2 seasons, but still put up really strong numbers. I'm always impressed watching him throw on the move, rolling either left or right. He is very accurate in those spots and has the arm to drive the ball. When his mechanics and footwork are sound, he can pick apart a defense. And while he's not necessarily a major rushing threat, he can keep the chains moving with his legs when there is an opening. The comp that Shedeur Sanders keeps getting, I know that he thinks he's a combination of Tom Brady and Michael Vick. But in reality, most folks are saying that he looks similar to Geno Smith. I am not ready to sell the farm, and that's what it would take. We'll show you a trade idea here in just a moment. It would require selling the farm to bring in potentially the second coming of Geno Smith, which at best you're looking at a younger, better, cheaper version of Geno Smith, if that is the case. 12 Man Rising had this trade idea to potentially move up and put Seattle in position to get Shedeur Sanders, of giving up their first-round pick at 18, their third-round pick at 81, and DK Metcalf in order to get that number 1 pick. I'll tell you this right now. It is a hell no from me when it comes to that trade offer. And one reason why, when I look at Shedeur Sanders, his 2 seasons in Colorado, remember that first year when he was under so much pressure, took so many sacks? With this offensive line and not being able to use your first or third round pick on offensive linemen, you're throwing Shedeur into a situation that would be almost identical to his first year at Colorado when he had no time to throw the football. He was a talented player, but there wasn't much he could do, and as a result, they only won 4 games. Seattle has to address the offensive line issue before we can think about finding a franchise quarterback and being in position to sell the farm to find that guy. You have to be able to have somebody to protect your franchise quarterback up front first. Should the Seahawks trade up for Shedeur Sanders? I'm a hell no. I'm typing HN. What are you guys at? Let us know. Type HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. Weigh in the comments section and let us know. Today's show is sponsored by GameTime. GameTime is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, GameTime has got you covered, including tickets for the big game. I've had some great memories taking my dad to NFL playoff games over the years, and you can too. You can make a lifetime of memories going to an event with GameTime, whether it's in Seattle, maybe you want to go to New Orleans and go to the big game. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not, and then boom, you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. GameTime has a new feature called GameTime Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. GameTime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. You can customize your spot. You also get the seat views. You can get the 3D effect, see what that seat is like. The lowest price is guaranteed, or GameTime will credit you 110% of the difference. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. All right, let's get a chance to know Shedeur Sanders a little bit further. Began his career at Jackson State, playing under his father there as a 4-star recruit out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Then when his dad took the Colorado job, he, along with his brother Shiloh and Travis Hunter, and among others, went on to Colorado, and they were in the final year of the Pac-12 conference, and then they transitioned to the Big 12 conference. And in his first year in the Big 12, he was named the league's Offensive Player of the Year this past season. Also won the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award as well. And his statistics this past season were very good, as he was able to throw for 41 total touchdowns, over 4,100 yards, a completion percentage of 74%. And this is where I say he's not Mike Vick, folks, because although he can move out of the pocket and he can throw on the run, he's not much of a runner downfield, as he finished this past season with negative 50 rushing yards. You do have to take into account that at the college level, sacks count against rushing stats compared to the NFL. But nonetheless, he's not as mobile as he would like you to think he is as far as that goes. The scouting report throws with great accuracy. He can deliver it on a dime. He's been trustworthy with the game on the line. We've seen him rally this Colorado team in some big moments over the years. He is a plus-level athlete, despite not being the great runner that he thinks he is. He's still a good athlete. Delivers the ball downfield very well. but he does need to improve his pocket instincts, and those were certainly tested with the lack of offensive line over the last 2 seasons at Colorado. One major concern I have with Shedeur Sanders, and I would say the same for Travis Hunter, and I would say the same for Shiloh and all those cats that came from Colorado, is the show that comes with him. I know Deion's still coaching at Colorado, but you have to think he's going to be heavily involved. And all the publicity and all the hype and all the attention that surrounds Shedeur Sanders, I don't know if I want that type of ego that he brings to the quarterback position. I can deal with a diva at wide receiver or maybe on the defense or another position. But at the quarterback spot, I don't know if I want that. If Shedeur has what I'm looking for in that sense at that quarterback position. Do you believe in Shedeur Sanders? Type B for believe, D for don't. Get in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Seahawks Today is closing in on 63,000 subscribers on the channel. We're just over 300 away from reaching that next milestone. We're going to be coming at you live from Radio Row next week for Super Bowl week, bringing you exclusive content as we'll be talking to some of your favorite people connected with the Seattle Seahawks there in New Orleans. Make sure and join us. Help us reach our next milestone of 63,000 subscribers. For the latest happenings of your favorite team all offseason long, subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. So here's a question I have when it comes to Shedeur Sanders and his attitude. What is it? Is he cocky or is he confident? And there is a difference between the two. I'm okay with a guy being very confident, but being cocky is a bridge too far, and I'm not looking for that in my quarterback. Shedeur Sanders said this recently when he was asked about the pressures of being an NFL quarterback, and like he would know the answer because he's played how many downs in the NFL? He said this. When asked, is there pressure on him, he said, I don't think there is. That's why the pressure doesn't faze me. That's why no situation would ever faze me. That's why I know I'm the most guaranteed risk you can take. The most guaranteed risk you can take. The words from Shedeur Sanders. Is that a lot of confidence or is he a bit cocky? I'll say this. Shedeur can be great. I think he has the potential to be a great quarterback in the National Football League. But I need him to mature a little bit. Granted, he's young, comes from a great football family. His dad's one of the greatest football players of all time, prime time, and all that. There's going to be some of that comes with the territory when you're Deion Sanders' kid. But with that said, I need Shedeur to be a leader of men. And I know he's close with Tom Brady. Maybe Tom can kind of lead him down that right path. I don't want him to be worried just about his own self. I can recall just this past offseason when College Football 25 came out and he was trashing his own offensive line playing a video game. I don't want that from my quarterback. If Shedeur is going to be the Seahawks quarterback, I need him to reel it in a little bit. And maybe that just comes with age. Potentially, we'll see. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time right here on Seattle Seahawks Today.